Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe. And if you're an OG fan of my channel, or you follow me on Instagram and you watch the live streams and you're more tuned in with what I have going on here, then you may remember a few years back, I wanted to start a new series on my channel, and the name of it was Wade's Toy Sack. And the whole idea behind this video concept was that I would be looking at a bunch of different figures in one video. You know, it wouldn't be like a full-on super detailed review of each figure. It would just be like a quick and fun look at a bunch of different things. There was like a mystery element in there because most of the time I wouldn't tell you what was going to be a part of the video. You would just kind of have to watch to see what I was going to look at. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. It was a cool concept, but the only problem was I only did one episode. So if you look on my channel, there's one episode of Wade's Toy Sack, but, you know, it's okay. It's never too late to fix that. So today we're back with episode 2. This is Wade's Toy Sack, episode 2, the Halloween special. And I have a bunch of really fun, like Halloween spooky theme type of figures. And I thought it would be great to jump on here right now because it is the season. And I just have a bunch of cool, scary figures that I want to talk about. So I have Odious right here to guide us on our way. He has a custom torch from Carver Customs. And if we get into any trouble looking at these spooky figures, Odious could give us a hand. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alrighty, so to kick this off, we're starting with the NECA Howling movie Ultimate Werewolf figure. And as you can see here, the front looks amazing. It's like one of the classic Howling movie posters or DVD covers or whatever. On the side of the box, it says The Howling. On the back, we get a look at the figure, but we get a better look at the figure up front here when you open this up. And you know what's cool about The Howling is that in that movie, there's a bunch of different werewolves. So if you have this and like the Syndicate Collectibles Howling werewolf figure, you could probably put them together and make up a little wolf pack, you know? But yeah, enough about the box. Let's go ahead and get this thing out and take a look. Oh, alrighty. So here we have the Howling werewolf right out of the box. And man, this thing is freaking awesome. I was sleeping on this figure. I've had it sitting in the pile here for a couple of months now. And I don't know what the hell I was waiting for because this thing is an absolute banger. NECA killed it, man. Look at the face sculpt. I love the fur with the different shades of brown, the big old clawed hands, the crazy looking legs. And yeah, man, just a really great figure. Some nice articulation too. He does have single joints at the elbows, but he's got a lot of other good things going for him. So yeah, man, really nice figure. And check this out. He could stand up with not a whole lot of issue. I mean, you have to make sure that he's positioned correctly and, you know, that things are balanced or whatever, but you could definitely get him to stand up. And, you know, if that makes you nervous, he does come with a display stand. And this is pretty cool. It's like a base with the post and then this like C-clamp here at the bottom. So you can just stick the werewolf on there. And you got to make sure he's low enough to get to it there. It gets a little weird. But when he's on here, like, you don't have to worry about him falling over at all. So that's probably the safest way to have them on your shelf. But man, that's cool. And the display stand has an extra post. I'm not sure why, but it's okay. Maybe just in case this one breaks or something. But yeah, that display stand works really well. Look at that. And then he does have some additional accessories, some really good stuff. In fact, he has a couple of extra sets of hands, some crazy clawed hands, and then some more crazy clawed open hands. It's kind of hard. I wasn't able to get the hands out right away. I'll probably have to, you know, dunk them in some hot water or something. I didn't want to rush it and break the pegs or anything. The pegs don't look that big, so I don't know what the issue is. But yeah, I like that he came with some extra hands. The ones on him are cool, but, you know, they do look a little relaxed for a big killer werewolf. And man, I love the designs of the Howling movie werewolves. I'm not the biggest fan of the Howling movie itself. I just saw it for the first time this year, and I wasn't blown away, you know. I like a lot about it, like the concept and everything, and the designs of the werewolves are really great. In fact, when it gets to the werewolf parts, I like it, but everything leading up to that is a little crazy to me. But yeah, man, I've been on a werewolf kick for the last couple of years, trying to watch all the best werewolf movies, and I know a lot of people love The Howling, and I get it. You know, it's iconic and one of the first like werewolf movies of its kind, and the designs are amazing. So, you know, they make for some good figures. And as you can see here, NECA absolutely killed it. But moving on with the accessories, or continuing on with the accessories, in addition to the hands and the display base, he does come with 2 heads. Look at this one here. Oh man, that's awesome. I love the big ears too. And then we have this bloody variant. Oh, I don't know why I called it a bloody. Oh yeah, I guess it is kind of, yeah, it's the same as this, but bloody, huh? Yeah, look at that. Good stuff. So yeah, there we go. Really good accessories. Like, Not a whole lot, but definitely enough for a big werewolf. So let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation real quick. To get this display stand off, you just have to kind of get in there, because if you just pull it right off, this C-clamp wants to come off with it. So you just have to, pull it off from there. But anyways, and the articulation on this guy is pretty awesome. I was really surprised with what NECA did here. So starting off at the head, he's got all kinds of stuff going on here in the neck. He has a ball joint where the base of the neck meets the torso, and then there's this long joint in there with another ball joint like in the middle. So using all that stuff, look how far he's able to look up. So if you want to get him like on all fours running around like that, it's definitely possible. Look at that. That is so awesome. And then his head can go side to side like that. If you want him looking around a corner or something, you can obviously rotate the head on the ball joint as well. He can look down to about right there, which is pretty good. And yeah, just really nice movement here at the head and the neck joint. This is awesome. This is really what kind of blew me away with this figure. Like when I took him out of the box and I saw how far his head went up, I was like, oh, damn, this is crazy. And then for the torso, he does have a ball joint here at the diaphragm, which gets really great movement. Like all these joints working together really makes for a dynamic werewolf that could get into all kinds of crazy poses. So good stuff here at the torso. You can also twist at the ball joint. And then for the arms, he does have ball joints at the shoulders, so they do go all the way around. And they come up to about right there. He has upper bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, but they get decent range. The hand has a swivel and a hinge. And then for the legs, dog, wolf characters, like thigh area, it's kind of weird, but we still get some nice, like, rotation on the ball joint in here. You can move his leg up to right there. You could kick out to the side a pretty good amount, and then you could bring it back. And then he does have like a joint right here at the knee area, and then I'm not sure what this is called, but there's a joint there as well, then a joint right here. And then the paws themselves are on hinges too, but they are like ratcheted, so they're kind of tough, but they make the figure a little bit more stable. But you can move them, and then you can also swivel his paw on that joint. Actually, you can swivel on all these joints, so you have some options there. But yeah, man, the articulation on him is really crazy. And I love that you could, get him on all fours or have him like standing up like this. And there's just lots of good options for this kind of werewolf. Let's see if we could get him standing up real quick. I know I had him standing up at the beginning, but now after moving him around, maybe a little difficult. I want to get him standing up for some quick size comparisons, or just one quick size comparison. I might have to hold him. Oh, there he goes. Get this arm back. There we go. The balance is right. So there, he's standing up, and for size comparisons, we're just going to use the Marvel Legends Zombie Captain America. And yeah, you can see that this wolf is pretty big. Oh, and another thing I just found out about this figure while I was playing around with it is that the mouth is articulated too. So it gives you even more looks. Man, that's crazy. I think the same thing probably on this one too, right? Oh no, is this one not articulated? No, this one's not. Okay, so these two aren't exactly the same. They look the same like this. But yeah, this bloody one is articulated, and this one is not. But yeah, man, this thing is pretty damn amazing. Like I said, I was kind of sleeping on this guy, but I kind of want to get a couple more of him and maybe repaint him or something and just put together a little pack. But yeah, NECA killed it on this guy. I know he's popping up at Target right now, and you could also get him on Big Bad Toy Store. I'll leave links below for a bunch of these figures that I'm talking about. But yeah, I got this from Big Bad Toy Store, but I have seen it in Target a few times. But man, NECA did a great job on this. Alrighty, so next up we have Pumpkinhead by Syndicate Collectibles. And Pumpkinhead is another movie that I just saw for the first time this year. And I've got to say, it wasn't the greatest movie ever, but I did like Pumpkinhead himself. Like the monster was very cool. I like the whole concept and the design. It kind of looks like a xenomorph, so that's awesome. And yeah, man, I've got to say, this figure does look pretty nice. I don't have any Syndicate Collectibles figures, so I don't really know like the quality or anything, but I'm excited to jump into it here. Man, that's a cool shot right out of the movie. I don't know if that's the figure or still from the movie, but good stuff, man. The figure looks pretty good, so let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. Okay, so here we have the Pumpkinhead Demon, and I've got to say, unfortunately, I'm not really blown away by this figure. I'm a little bit disappointed. But they did do some things really well. Like the sculpt and the design is very well done. Check out like all the detail on him. He's got like a really weird, nasty look to him. And I think that they did a great job capturing the way the character looks in the movie. I love all these bones back here. It looks so nasty. It's a nasty looking character. So from like a visual standpoint, I think they did a great job all the way around. Like the figure looks awesome, but it doesn't feel very good. Like the joints are very loose and like look at that. Like right out of the box with the leg falling around like that, that's an automatic turn off, you know? The torso and stuff is a little loose as well. It's really the legs that bother me. I mean, if I tighten up the joints, it might be all right. But yeah, I don't know. He's not very fun to play with. And it's weird because he pretty much has like the same articulation setup as that werewolf back there, but it's nowhere near as enjoyable to handle. But if you want a Pumpkinhead just to stand on the shelf with your other movie monsters, this one does the job. Like, it looks great, but you could probably find a cooler statue that looks even better that may cost less. I don't know. But yeah, if you want like an action figure of the Pumpkinhead demon, just to stand there so you could look at it, I mean, this does the job. And you can pose them around, but it's just not really fun to play with. Yeah, look at the legs, man. I think maybe if I tighten up the legs, maybe that'll save the day for me here. Like, that's driving me crazy. Look how wobbly that is. But yeah, let's take a look at the accessories. He does come with some cool accessories. He comes with 3 different heads, which is pretty awesome. Let me give you a close look at the head that's on the body here. Decapitate him real quick. But yeah, they killed it with the head sculpts. Like, this is a perfect looking head sculpt. Really great detail. I like the gray brain look of the head. Yeah, that's awesome. And it comes with 3 really great looking head sculpts. All of them are very well done. I like that calm smile that he has right there. That calm, evil smile. That's nice. Then we have this one here where he's looking a little bit more aggressive. So yeah, all 3 of these heads are great. I think I need to warm these up though. I wasn't able to pop them onto the body. And then this one has trouble staying on. So, just right out of the box, the figure just felt like kind of low quality, And that's unfortunate because it looks amazing. Like through the packaging, I was like, damn, can't wait to open this up. And yeah, just as soon as I touched the figure, I was like, oh crap. And then he does come with an extra hand. And this is like a gripping hand, so we could hold on to this like crazy looking crucifix. I was hoping that he came with the shotgun because in the movie, there's a point in time where he picks up a shotgun and he's like walking around with it. I can't remember if he uses it, but I thought it was a funny visual, like this big crazy monster walking around with a shotgun. But let's do a quick whoa, geez, see, like that kind of stuff. No bueno. But yeah, so there we go. He's standing there hanging out. And for a quick size comparison, we have Zombie Captain America. So you can see he's pretty big. Like, it's a good size there. Let's take a quick look at the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. There's like a double ball peg situation here, but the lower ball peg doesn't move that much. And then this just doesn't, like, if you move it, it like wants to pop off right away. So that kind of sucks. And then for the torso, he has a diaphragm cut and a ball joint at the waist. Not a whole lot of movement and just kind of loose and unpleasant. At the arms, they can go all the way around like that. You can bring up to the side to about right there, which is pretty cool. Get him in like creepy arms extended kind of poses. No upper bicep swivel. He has a single joint at the elbow and a swivel at the elbow as well. The hand has a hinge and a swivel. Then for the legs, we have ball joints. The legs only go up to about right there. Yeah, only to right there. They kick out to the side a good amount. Got a little bit of swivel in there. Can go back a little bit. This joint has a single joint right there. Also, these joints all swivel, just like on the NECA Werewolf. And then we have a joint here at the foot. And then the tail is cool. It has a hinge right here where it meets the body. And then the tail itself kind of has a bendy wire, but it's not the greatest bendy wire. But yeah, like I said, not the most fun figure to play around with. But if you want a cool looking Pumpkinhead for your shelf, I think this will do the job. Man, it sucks because they definitely had like the articulation setup is cool and visually the figure looks great. Like all the details are well sculpted and it looks accurate to the movie and all that good stuff. It just, the figure doesn't feel good. So someone somewhere dropped the ball. They needed a little bit more QC love on this figure. And I think they would have had a banger because like I said, man, it looks great and the accessories are great. I don't need him to be super articulated. But man, if he felt like the werewolf back there, I would have been going crazy about this figure. So yeah, it is what it is. Maybe the wolf back there set up a unrealistic expectation for the figures that are coming after it. But yeah, if you want a Pumpkinhead, You could check this guy out by Syndicate Collectibles. And then next up, we have this Ghost Pirate from The Fog by NECA. And The Fog is another movie that I just watched for the first time this year. And it's a pretty fun movie, you know? It's like a crazy 80s horror movie, monster movie. Jamie Lee Curtis is in there and everything. So, yeah, it kind of has a classic vibe to it. But the only reason why I watched the movie is because I saw this figure in Target and I was like, oh man, a ghost pirate with light up eyes? What the hell? So, I wasn't familiar with the movie. I went and checked it out and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty dope. So I picked up the figure and here we are. I'm excited to talk about it. But yeah, man, he's looking awesome. Let's go ahead and get him out of the packaging and see if he's any good. Oh man, okay, so this ghost pirate is pretty freaking awesome. I love what we have going on here. NECA did a nice job on him. Man, we need some more pirate figures. There's not a whole lot of options out there for pirates, but yeah, man, this thing is great. Like right out of the box, I was like, oh, I love this thing. It's a really nice figure. I think they did a really nice job with the soft goods. I like how they're all torn up and they look aged and nasty and stained and all kinds of crazy stuff. He does have this belt that has a sword sheath on it, and the sword is really nice too. The sword kind of has like an aged look to it. And the sword isn't super stiff and rigid, so there's a little bit of give to it. You don't have to worry about it breaking, which is cool because I've actually broken a couple of NECA swords. But yeah, man. There we go. Awesome stuff. But look at this. They did a great job with the design on this figure. Some really nice sculpting on the head. You can see a little bit of like bone and some torn up flesh. He's got a cool looking beard. Got the red eyes. The hair looks nice. Back here it gets a little crazy for obvious reasons. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, look at that, man. Really cool looking figure. Man, I love pirates, especially ghost pirates. That's so cool. But yeah, they killed it here, man. The articulation, he doesn't have a whole lot going on because underneath all the soft goods, he has one of those very basic, like retro doll type of bodies. And, they're just not that posable. He does have some stuff going on, like he's got ball joints at the shoulders that allows his arms to go up a pretty decent amount. They could come out to the side, they could go back, so that's all cool. Then he does have upper bicep swivel. He has a single joint at the elbow, but it gets really good range. Look at that. Like, that's not too bad at all. And then at the hand, he has a swivel and a hinge, so that's all good there. At the torso, all he has is a waist swivel. It would have done so much for this figure if he had some type of diaphragm cut in there. But yeah, all we have is a waist swivel. And then for the legs, they could come out to the side a little bit. They could go forward to about right there. They could kick back, blah, blah, blah. Not a whole lot. He has single joints at the knees that only bend to right there. So honestly, I'm mostly okay with the articulation. I just wish that he had something at the torso. Like, I could even live with these legs. There's no upper thigh swivel, by the way. But I mean, some more articulation in the legs would have definitely been welcome. But just like this, with like a diaphragm cut, I think that would have been, that would have been sufficient. But yeah, man, this thing is super cool. When I'm posing him around, a bunch of threads and fibers keep falling off him, so it could get a little messy. So the coolest thing about this figure, though, is the light up feature. He has a light up feature at the eyes here, and you could activate it two ways. So you can push his head down. Oh, there we go. You can push his head down and it'll light the eyes up. So that's nice. Or you can flip the switch back here and then keep them on all the time. Man, and these lights are really bright. Even with my recording lights here, you could see how bright these eyeballs are. Man, it looks so cool. On the camera, they're coming off a little orange, but in person, they're definitely red. And they look pretty damn amazing. So yeah, that's cool. And I like that there's different options for activating it. It is kind of hard to get to the switch. And back here, there's like a whole like battery compartment. So if you ever need to change the batteries, you could unscrew it and replace the batteries. But yeah, this switch is really hard to get to. Let's see. Yeah, it's like way down in there. There we go. I got it. But I love that even when you turn the switch off, you can push the head down and activate the lights just for like real quick, But if you need to turn them on and leave them on for like a picture or something, you could do that too. So yeah, it seems like they put a lot of thought into that. And I've got to say, man, just in general, this is a very cool figure. I went into this figure knowing that the articulation wasn't going to be crazy, and that it was just going to be a cool looking figure with some light up eyes. But yeah, I've got to say, like, the articulation is mostly okay. Just a few more points of articulation would have gone a long way with this guy. But as is, I'm having a decent time playing around with them. Like, you could do some cool stuff with them. The design and the sculpt and the soft goods and the light up eyes, they kind of like cover up the fact that he's so limited from a posability standpoint. There's just a lot of other things to enjoy here. So, right away, I wasn't like, oh man, the articulation sucks. I was like, oh man, look at this, look at that. Light up eyes, zombie head sculpts, like soft goods, all kinds of things. So there's a lot to enjoy with this figure, just not necessarily the articulation. Although there is some fun to be had. You could get him into some basic poses and sword swinging poses and all that. For some size comparisons, here he is next to Captain America. You can see that he's pretty damn big. Oh man, I don't know where he's gonna fit in. He's a big ass figure. But man, I want to get some. I don't have very many of these weird NECA retro types of figures. I don't even know what they call them, but I want to get some more of them. Like, this one may have convinced me to get some more, but they have to have like cool things going on, like light up features or soft goods or whatever. But actually, I have one more, and it's one of my favorite figures, to be honest with you. The Sam from Trick or Treat. Like, I love that NECA retro figure of Sam. That thing is amazing. And it's similar setup, one of those old school bodies. But yeah, man, this thing is really, really fun. If you want a crazy looking ghost pirate with some soft goods and light up eyes, check out this figure right here from The Fog by NECA. All right, so next up, we have the Syndicate Collectibles Howling werewolf figure. And I've got to say, I was excited about this figure, but now I'm kind of scared because I know there's no way that it's gonna it's gonna compare to the NECA one. Like, I think the NECA one is gonna absolutely destroy this one. And I'm just kind of scared of the quality of this figure because of the Pumpkinhead figure. So my excitement has definitely torpedoed down, and I just don't know how I feel about this figure. We'll see. Hopefully, it's awesome. I really hope that I open this up and I'm pleasantly surprised. But here's some really cool artwork on the front of the box. And then here's a look at the figure. The figure looks pretty cool, I would say. But man, I'm scared. Oh, there's that classic cover. And then on the back, not a whole lot, but let's go ahead and get him out and see what let's see what we have going on here. Okay, so here he is right out of the box. And I've got to say, I'm pleasantly surprised with this figure. Now, I don't think he's like amazing. It's definitely not my favorite werewolf, and it's nowhere near as good as the NECA Howling werewolf. But, on its own, I think it's a pretty solid werewolf figure. He does have some looseness to the joints, kind of similar to Pumpkinhead, but not nearly as bad. Like, he's a little loose here in the torso, like the waist joint and the diaphragm, but the legs are more sturdy, so he's able to stand up with less issues. And the articulation is pretty good on him. Everything moves nicely. I was having some problems with the shoulders, like whenever I try to like pose the shoulder around, it would pop out of the socket. Actually, it's staying in there nicely now, so that's cool. Let's see if this one pops out. No, okay. Of course, on camera, it's not going to do it, but yeah, this would pop out pretty easily. So I might have to figure out how to tighten some things up and find a way to make sure things stay in place. The torso is really the only joint that's a little on the loose side. But again, it's not as bad as Pumpkinhead in that department. Oh, the neck is a little loose too. But yeah, man, I like this guy. I think he looks cool. And again, it's cool to have like different types of werewolves. You could kind of have them running around in a pack, Let's see. Let's see how he looks next to the Howling werewolf. He's nowhere near as good overall, but he does have a couple of advantages over the NECA werewolf back there. I would say that he's a little easier to stand. But here they are side to side, and that's pretty awesome. Imagine having both of them on your shelf like that. Oh, that's a pretty dope werewolf lineup right there. Yeah, they look pretty good together. I mean, they look like they look like they belong together. The Syndicate Studios or Syndicate Collectibles version kind of looks like a baby werewolf next to the NECA one, or like just a smaller version, maybe like a female or something. But look at that, man. That's pretty dope. I like that. I like having werewolves. Hopefully he stands up. He may fall. But let's take a look at the articulation on him. So he has pretty nice movement at the neck, although this does pop apart kind of easily. I will say the range is really nice. Pretty similar to the NECA one. So that's dope. And it moves around nicely. You can rotate the head. Comes down to right there. Oh, and as you can see, it pops off. It's got like a weird joint. I kind of want to Dremel that out and see if I could get it to pop onto the ball joint a little better. But yeah, the neck movement is pretty nice. Some nice side to side, some nice up and down. And then for the torso, he does have a diaphragm cut and a ball joint at the waist. Using both of those, he's able to crunch forward a really nice amount. Oh man, it popped off again. But yeah, that crunch forward is pretty good. Oh, there goes his arm. Yeah, that crunch forward is not too bad. And then it could go back to about right there. Bring it side to side. You can spin on the waist joint and on the diaphragm joint. So pretty good stuff at the torso. It's just a little too loose. And then for the arms, he does have ball joints at the shoulders, but he does have like this patch of hair that's kind of looks like a shoulder pad, and it kind of gets in the way. I don't know why they did that. I wonder if we could clip that off. It'll probably look funny if I were to take that off. But yeah, he's able to get his arms up. Oh, there goes his arm. But yeah, it goes all the way around. So, you know, it is what it is with this damn little fur pouch right there. And then you could bring his arms out to the side a good amount. They could get in front of him a good amount too, so that's cool. And then he does have upper bicep swivel, so that's nice. Single jointed elbow that gets a pretty decent range. And then he has a ball joint at the wrist. That's interesting. Oh, that's another advantage this guy has over the NECA. His hands are way easier to swap on and off, so that's good. But he's got a ball joint in there, so you can swivel the hand on the peg or the ball joint itself, so that's good. And then for the legs, just like the NECA version, the thigh hip area is shaped like in a weird way. So the movement is, oh, as you can see, man, they really need to like tune up their QC, because otherwise, like, their figures are pretty nice, but you could see this one is just like popping apart and doing all kinds of weird stuff. But he's got a ball joint there at the hip, a little bit of thigh movement. Can't really kick out to the side, but that's okay. He has a ball joint here at the knee, so you have a hinge and a little bit of swivel in there. He has a ball joint right here as well. You can hinge and swivel. The foot has a ball joint. It's interesting that there's ball joints everywhere. It's kind of like a import type of figure, but the ball joints are pretty well hidden. They don't like pop out or stand out or anything. And then at the foot, he has a ball joint with a hinge and a swivel rocking kind of setup. So yeah, the articulation is nice, but like I said, he's just a little on the loose side and a little floppy. Not nearly as floppy and as frustrating as the Pumpkinhead, but still, you know, far from where it needs to be. So yeah, if Syndicate Collectibles can get that under control, I think they could definitely give us some really cool like monsters. I would like to see them continue to like release characters in this kind of like type of realm, you know, like weird B movies. I know Howling is a little more than that, but you know, Pumpkinhead is definitely like a weird 80s B monster movie. I would like to see more characters like that from them. I think that'd be a lot of fun. For another size comparison, here we have them alongside Marvel Legends Zombie Captain America. Ooh, it'd be kind of cool to turn this into a Cap Wolf. Damn, like if we had some soft goods to throw on there, tear them up, dirty them up a little bit, that'd be awesome. I might have like a Captain America soft goods outfit somewhere. And then he does have some pretty cool accessories. He comes with two different heads. So here's the first one. It's like a yelling, growling, crazy looking head sculpt. Let's go ahead and pop that off. The heads do pop on and off pretty easily. Then he has this one here where he just kind of looks like a smiling werewolf waiting for a little Red Riding Hood or something. That's cool. Man, that's a great looking head sculpt. Yeah, I like that. So that looks good. And then he does have a couple of different sets of hands. He has these open hands that are on him now. These may not be the ones that were on him when I took him out of the box, but there we go. He has those hands. And then, you know, two other sets of like open hands. Nothing really super unique about these hands. They all look good though. They got the nails painted up and stuff. Yeah, so pretty much just all open clawed hands. Hey, so yeah, man, I think this figure is pretty cool. I don't think it's amazing or anything, but I will say I'm really happy that I have it because it's just another different type of werewolf on the shelf. Now that I have a couple of these guys opened, I have some other werewolves. I'm gonna have to make a full-on werewolf shelf. But it's cool to have all these different versions of werewolves that like are unique but definitely feel compatible. So, or compatible with each other, you know, like you could mix them up. So that's good stuff. Yeah, I think Syndicate Collectibles can definitely, if they fine tune some things and make some adjustments here and there, they could definitely be a player when it comes to cool monster figures, you know? All right, guys, so that's it for today's episode of Wade's Toy Sack, the Halloween special. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I had a great time talking about these figures. There are definitely some bangers in the bunch here. I really like the NECA Fog Ghost Pirate with the light up eyes. That is so awesome. The Syndicate Collectibles Pumpkinhead was pretty good, although I was a little disappointed. He looks cool and everything, but I think they could have done a better job with the feel and the articulation. I was surprisingly impressed with the Syndicate Collectibles Howling Werewolf because I thought it was going to kind of suck after playing with the Pumpkinhead, but I liked it. I think they did a pretty good job on that werewolf. He's not perfect. He definitely has some issues, but overall, I think he was a pretty nice figure. But for me, the MVP of today's show was definitely the NECA Howling Werewolf. That thing is an absolute banger. I loved it way more than I thought I would, so I'm really happy to have like this crazy ass werewolf from NECA. They absolutely killed it, and I think I might want to get a couple of more to put together a little wolf pack of these guys. And if you want to pick up any of these figures, I'll leave Big Bad Toy Store links in the description and in the pinned comment, so be sure to check that out. But yeah, guys, this was a really fun episode. I had a good time talking about these figures, and I did have some more Halloween themed action figures I wanted to talk about, but I didn't want this video to run past 30 minutes. So I wanted to keep it under that half-hour mark. So maybe I'll do another like Halloween based Wade's Toy Sack even after Halloween. We'll see. But anyways, I would like to keep this video series up. Let me know in the comments if it's something that you'd like to see. I really do appreciate you watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you know every time that I go live. Special thanks to Odious for hanging out. Be on the lookout for some more new versions of Odious on the way. Thank you very much. Peace.